Wowie, congratulations on a very enjoyable season for you guys. I want to have some thoughts about mainly the Tidehunter, I think. We've seen a lot of teams try and make it work, but for you guys, it just works on a whole nother level. You guys look at fantastic, and I want to know why you have that priority for a Tidehunter.
When it comes to our offlane pool, we sort of just ask Neta what he's feeling like playing, and all his heroes, he'll have practiced them in pubs, and they'll be like well planned. So we just pick whatever he says.
Awesome. And the Night Stalker as well. I think that one's a burning question for a lot of people. How has this one been developing for you guys, and how did you know that this week or these games were the right ones to pick it in?
Well, Skitter used to be Night Stalker spammer, and we saw in DPC 23 Savage just playing a bit. We thought it would be sort of good for Beastmaster, but honestly, I think in general the hero, it might be good. We don't really know. We haven't played it that much, and we felt like it would be a good hero for us how we want to play. So we just started playing the hero, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And one last question from me before I let the others have a chance. Do you think that there's been a focus for you personally on trying to expand some of the strategies Tundra is coming in with, or the tempo or the pace that you want a lineup to hit?
I'm not sure. I think we got like this weird reputation for being a boring team, but I think people thought we were trying to like slow down the game, but we were just playing bad. Like it came from TI, right? But that was just because no one contested us that well at TI, so the games were a bit more boring than would be expected. And then we didn't get back into a good form. So when you're playing bad, sometimes you're not too sure what the best thing to do in the game is. I think recently, like it's not like we're trying to say like, oh guys, we need to play higher tempo. It's just we're talking about moves better. And when you're talking about moves and communicating better, then your Dota's going to flow and the game's going to be more exciting because you're playing better.
I love hearing that.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly. I mean, not verbatim, but it was also what Nine said, that like you guys are, trying to get more stuff done in the games. That's pretty much the thing he said. You have a really cool background there. Do you have like, is there one of these that is, how to say, when you look at that shelf, is there a specific like memory that really springs to mind that you want to share?
There's like, do you guys see like the little Captain Bamboo?
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend made that for me, and I really like it.
Oh, that's
so she like sewed it.
That's so cool. That was your only question.
No, I'll come.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Wait, I have a question for syndereN.
Oh no.
Ooh, spicy.
How come I heard you said?
Yeah. This is
no. I need a question.
Oh, okay.
Because syndereN on the panel said, puck counters Night Stalker, but syndereN's a Night Stalker player. Like I know he's played a lot in the past, so I was curious, why does he think puck counters Night Stalker? Because in the pub win rates, it's like the worst hero for puck.
It's like it's a double-edged sword, so it counters. I would say why are we even doing this?
You're talking to all of us.
I mean, I feel like this guy probably knows better than me, but whatever. I'll tell you something, then you can say I'm wrong afterwards and make me look stupid. So it's like it's a double-edged sword, right? Because Night Stalker, once he has a dagger, can get on top of you and silence you and make your fight miserable. But until that point, Night Stalker's fighting is very much centered around free movement in the fight and playing around vision. And Dream Coil has just, at least in my experience, when you watch certain games, there's this time window of the game where Night Stalker wants to play aggressive and Puck kind of stifles it, but then he overcomes it later on. So I would say it's a good matchup for Puck for like 10 minutes, and the rest of the game I would give it to NS, if that makes sense.
That sort of makes sense, because you usually played NS on the offlane, right? So your timings are probably slower. So like Puck has a bigger window, because Gladiators pick the Puck into Night Stalker. Like that's why I thought like you had some idea and Quinn had some idea that like they don't mind this matchup.
They listen.
We're so surprised when they did that, and I heard you say it, and I was also like, maybe there's something there.
Right. So they probably didn't think you were going to play a carry, right? At the time, they probably thought it was Neta playing it offlane, and then the flow of the game is a little bit different. So that's my
they banned 2 carries after that. So yeah, that makes sense.
All right, Lizard.
Nice to see you again, man. I haven't seen you in a really long time.
Nice to see you.
Just one question. How hard and how difficult has it become to coach Tundra after winning TI? Like, are they a little bit harder to, like put information, or is it all the same?
I mean, the DPC season, even with the new format's pretty grueling. Like, it's not easy to just play and coach in Dota in general, but I think it's less that we won a TI and more that when you're ramping up towards TI, I feel like everyone is very similar-minded and goal-oriented compared to just after it when you're playing the first DPC season, which is like a bit less important even, and you want to like make sure that your mental health is good, you're not overexerting because we've had a history of burning out. So there's been some challenges with getting our sort of our stress level to the right amount, because you need some stress, right? Like you can't just be completely unstressed and perform, but you can't stress too much and still play these DPCs and perform well as well. So there's been a little bit of issues with that we had, but I think as of recently, we've been getting back into form a lot, and it's been pretty fun now.
Off the back of that, we got to speak to Snay all the way back at the start of this tour, and he talked about how you guys had been talking to the team psychologist, and that's the reason why you guys aren't really boot camping. For you as a coach, has there also been a lot of stress, and are you okay with not boot camping, or do you wish it could have been a little bit different? And what are the plans going to be leading up to Berlin to manage all of that yet again?
Well, I think if we had the option for no one to boot camp and everyone was in Europe, it'd sort of be good for us for DPC. I think our team sort of functions better on like we're still working hard, but we're not at boot camps until we boot camp for a tournament. And it's more like everyone's coming in prepared, they've played their pubs, and you just synergize some ideas and go into these tournaments. I think before Berlin, we will have a short boot camp. I'm not sure. There's like the Dream League tournament that's really big, right? So it makes it hard to like fly in the middle of it. But if you fly in for all of it and then boot camp for the Berlin thing, you're like there for a month, which I think is a bit counterproductive, especially, I mean, it depends on the team, but especially for us it is. Okay. So honestly, my team owner told me the plans, but I don't remember them. But I'll ask my manager later. So.
Classic Dota player. I knew it.
All right, just one more question from me at least. We had an interview with Nine the other day, and he said something along the lines of he hopes when the new patch drops that it's huge and it shakes up absolutely everything, because he loves the whole theory crafting aspect of, okay, these change logs, finding the newest broken thing, you know, falling asleep reading the patch notes for the third time, getting ideas. I know you're a huge theory crafter yourself, so I want to put you on the spot and give you a challenge. Try to come up with some sort of new overall mechanic in Dota. What do you think would be cool to see that we don't have?
A new mechanic?
Yeah.
You really are putting me on the spot. This is payback for the puck explanation, the puck question.
I feel like after I say mine, you guys should also have to say one, because I have no idea right now. I think maybe something to do with like a separate type of Roshan. Like I know there's been some talks like 2 Roshan pets. I think that would be sort of cool. That there'd be like, I guess it's sort of like League, but having a bit more objective that would balance a map out a bit. I guess that'd be nice. Honestly, sorry, I don't really know.
The weird thing is, you said everyone should have their own. I was thinking the exact same thing. Imagine if we had similar. It's like this little baby Roche before Roche that sort of helped you, took towers and things like that.
I have one from OpenAI, actually, from ChatGPT, if you want to hear it. It's called Dynamic Terrain.
Yeah.
It's where certain events happen throughout the game,
really good.
where the terrain changes based on events. It could be like suddenly there's like new debris coming up, blocking stuff, new trees. Maybe there's like a lava pit. Maybe there's like a waterfall
this is some, like,
suddenly.
Destructible rocks StarCraft 2 thing, or what? Like,
I mean, up to
some
you.
rocks spawn and you can't kill the neutral camps. No more rocks. Anyone
like
who played SC2 doesn't want the rocks, but that actually sounds sort of interesting. No joke. Like it changes how you can take fights. It's a bit more dynamic. But generally, I feel
maybe
like
a meteor landing.
Randomness is.
We have enough of those right now, though. But
randomness is sort of hard to put in Dota. It's like a very people don't like it.
I do have one more question before we let you go. It was along the lines of the patch as well. But when a new patch does drop, are you very like open-minded, or do you sometimes find yourself like you want to make a specific hero work, like you'd like to have a specific hero back in the meta, and can sometimes get a little bit caught up on that, or do you think you've never fallen into that trap?
No, I think I'm very annoying about heroes actually, because I have some heroes that I like to spam, and like generally when I play pubs. Yeah, no, like the last DPC, I think I played like 60 Ench games. I just talk about Ench, but we weren't ready to play it. Okay. I'm really happy that like I think snaking will be the best Ench. Like once he starts practicing, it. You guys saw in this game, I think he performed really well, and it's only going to get better. But I just have things like that. Like I see a hero, I think it's sort of imba, I'll spam it, I'll be annoying, and then maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, and you see.
Yeah, for sure. And then very quickly, follow up to that one then. If you could have any hero work in the meta, bring it back from the dead or keep it sort of imbalanced, which one would you like
Don't say techies. Just don't do it. Don't do it.
No, you can do it.
No, I hate techies.
Nice.
I think they should remove the hero.
Okay.
I think Jakiro. I saw HR playing it a bunch, which is sort of interesting, but I think that hero is I don't know. He feels cool to play as support. Like your spells are nice, but he also feels like a slow piece of shit. So I'm not sure.
I fully agree with that. That's a perfect description of Jakira there. Well, look, Aoi, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on a fantastic season so far for Tundra, and congratulations on the win today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Bye.
Congrats.